Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Kishore from Qshore Technologies. In today's session, we will see how to work with user-defined methods in WebDriver. So far, we discussed about different built-in functions like length function, starts with, ends with, two uppercase, two lowercase, different Java built-in functions I have explained you in the last sessions. And also we discussed about some built-in methods in Selenium as well. Is displayed method, is enabled method, get attribute method, different methods, built-in methods we discussed. But in today's session, we will see how to create the user-defined methods in Selenium WebDriver. Most of the validations in real time, we are performing with the help of the methods only, guys. So in our project, we are maintaining around 60 different types of methods to perform the validations. Each and every validation we are performing with the help of our own methods. Blindly, we are not writing the lengthy lines of the code. Everything we are handling with the help of the methods. So first of all, we need to understand why methods are required. Why user-defined methods? Kishore, why do we need to create our own methods in Selenium WebDriver? That we'll see clearly with the example, guys. See, assume that we are all working in the same project. See, guys, we are all working in the same project. And our application is, for example, our application is Facebook application. So I'm the first tester. I'm writing the code to launch the Facebook application. How to write the code to launch the Facebook application? See, tester one. So I'm the tester one. I'm writing the code. What is that? WebDriver. First, we are creating the reference equals to new Firefox driver. New Firefox driver. And next one is what? Driver dot get. So we are launching the application. HTTP, what is that? Facebook.com. http://facebook.com. Right, guys. Next one, same. Next one, we need to maximize the window. How to maximize? Driver dot manage dot window dot what is that? Maximize. This is how we are writing the code. Tester one is writing the code to launch the Facebook application. At the same time, tester 2 is also working in the same project. Tester 2 is also launching the Facebook application. How tester 2 will do here? So tester 2 is also writing the same lines of the code. At the same time, tester 3 also, third tester also writing the same lines of the code to launch the Facebook application. Understand, guys, here code is correct, syntax is correct, everything is fine. But what is the limitation here in the traditional programming? Since we are all working in the same application and every tester required same lines of the code to launch the application. In that case, every tester is spending time to write the same lines of the code repeatedly. Instead of writing the same lines of the code again and again manually, why can't we reuse this code? Yes, that is possible by creating one method, by keeping these lines in one method. That is called as what? User-defined methods. Till now, we discussed about the functions. What are the functions? Length function, is displayed function, is enabled function. These functions are all created by the various vendors. Vendors created and we are using them in the project. But now in this session, we'll see how we are going to create our user-defined method and how it is helpful in Selenium. That will start. So as a senior member in this project, I noticed that there are some validations which is reusing for multiple times. There are some lines of the code which is reusing for multiple times. So that I'm going to create some methods. So how to create the methods? See, let's start with the methods, guys. I created one class called user-defined methods. Any name you can keep it, guys. See, so once I create this user-defined methods class, so inside the class, I'm writing the methods. First method. So every tester required to launch the application. So instead of they are writing the code, they can launch the application by calling one method. That's what I'm going to create first method as a launch application. So how to create the method to launch the application? So I'm just starting with the access specifier here, public. Why public? Every team member has to use this method. That's what I make it as a public. Public void, I'm keeping it as a non-static method. Okay, public void. What is the method name? Launch app. Launch app. This is the method I created. So inside the method, we need to write the code to launch the application. But remember, guys, in projects, we are not directly supposed to write the methods like this. Yes, this is correct only, it will work, but we need to add some spices to the methods, guys. So technically this is fine, we can write the method and we can call the method, but process wise, we need to add some spices to the method. So what are the spices we need to add to this method, guys? So we need to specify clearly what exactly the information about this method. The first one, this is called as method template. In our project, we are calling it as a method template. What is a method template here? First one is what? Method name. First one, method name. What is a method name? Method name is what? Launch application, launch app. Launch app is the method name. Next one is what? Description. So description, what is the description? So whichever the method I'm creating here, this is not only for me. This method can be used by anyone. So whenever, whoever is using this method, they can understand for what purpose this method has created. So that is the reason we need to specify the description. What is the description? Quick, short description, guys. To launch application. To launch application. This is the description about the method. Next one is what? Author. Author, very important, guys. Why, Kishore? Why do we need to specify the author information here? I told you already, this method is not using by only me. This method is creating by me, but this is not that is not the meaning like I am only going to use this method. This method can be used by any team member in the project. Suppose once I create this method today, you are using tomorrow. While you are using this method tomorrow, if you have any clarification, so who is the right person to clarify your things? Okay, the person is the author. That is the reason we need to mention clearly here who is the author for this method. That means who designed this method, who created this method. So here author information, we have to give the complete name or your project ID. So project ID also we need to mention here, guys. Okay. So now coming to the next one, author. So even though I'm the senior member, sometimes I may make some mistakes. That is the reason this has to be reviewed by someone. So that we called it as a reviewed by. Who has reviewed this? Who has reviewed this method? So that I'm giving it as a Q show has reviewed this method. Next one is what? Arguments. What are the arguments we required for this method? So what are the arguments we required for this method? I'm not mentioning those arguments now. While creating the method, I'll specify what are all the arguments we required. So clear, everybody? So method name, launch application, description of the method, author, who designed this method, reviewed by, who has reviewed this method, and arguments. So what are the arguments we required in this method? This is the method template we need to provide for each and every method. So this is mandatory one, guys. Then now we can start writing the method. So how to write the method, how to launch the application? Same as usual, WebDriver code only. Instead of writing inside the main method, we are writing inside the class. Sorry, inside the method, launch app method. So tell me, guys, how to write it? WebDriver reference equals to, same reference equals to new Firefox driver, and next one is what? driver.get http facebook.com. Understand, everyone? http facebook.com. Next one, driver.manage.window.maximize. Once you maximize this window, yes, this is the method we created. Once I create the method, this is the end of the method. So once I create this method as a senior member, I confirmed every team member. So what is the confirmation I gave every team member? Team members, I created one method to launch the application. So going forward, whenever you want to launch the application, you just call this method and launch the application. So I'm the one team member. I would like to call this method. So I'm going to write my program. So see, today I'm going to write one program to launch the Facebook application. So for launching till yesterday, what I did, just see, I'm just creating the class name as what? Calling methods. So till yesterday, how I launched the Facebook application? By writing the code. But today we need not to write the code. So senior member has already created one method. Simply I'm calling that method and I'm launching the application. So how to call that method? I already explained in the last sessions, guys. Whenever you are calling any method, first we need to consider, we need to check whether it is accessible or not. That is possible with the help of the access specifier. Since it is a public, yes, you can access anywhere. And also second step is what? How to access, so that you can confirm based on the static and non-static. Since this is a non-static method, we can able to access this method. We can able to access this method by creating the object. So how to create the object? We need to create the object for this class. So how to create an object here? Tell me guys how to create an object user defined methods. User defined methods. So what is that? Methods underscore object equals to meaningful objects or meaningful variables you need to create guys every time. Meaning methods object equals to new user defined methods. New user defined methods. Next one is C. What is that? Methods object dot launch app. That's all simple guys. So when you run this code, it will launch the Facebook application. See, when you run it, it will launch the Facebook application. Here, I'm not writing the code. I'm just calling the method. Not only for me, guys, this method can be used by any team member in the project. This is very basic level methods, guys. This is the very basic level method, but so many limitations we have in this method. So what is the limitation in this method, guys? In this method, I hard code the URL. So that means this method, you can use it only for launching Facebook application. So because in this method, I mentioned URL as a Facebook application. Now see, it is launching Facebook application. But in future, we completed working on Facebook application. We are working on Yahoo Mail application now, for example. So if you would like to launch Yahoo Mail application, I can't call this method, because when I call this method, it will be launching the Facebook application always. But every time we are not opening and we are not working on Facebook application. Some team members are working on Yahoo Mail, Rediff Mail, qsure.com, qsuremotors.com, different types of applications we are working. But this method is exclusively designed for Facebook application. That is the reason we are not supposed to hard code the URL directly inside the method. This URL, we are passing it as a argument. So this concept we already discussed in the methods with arguments session. If you want, you just refer that methods with argument session, guys. You can understand how to pass the arguments. So what is the argument we need to give here? URL. URL is what? It's a string argument. So I'm just giving it as a string. So understand everyone? String URL. String URL. That URL I'm mentioning here. URL. So what is the argument I mentioned? String URL. So here, what is that? So here we are giving it as a, string URL. So arguments is what? String URL. So save it. So what is the advantage here now? This method can be used for any team member can use this method and they can launch any application. See, dot launch application. Suppose now I would like to launch, what is that? Facebook application. So open Facebook application. Another team member wants to open Yahoo Mail application. What the team member can do? Methods object dot launch app. Launch app, what is that? HTTP : what is that? yahoomail.com. I hope you understand, guys. yahoomail.com. Like this, we are creating the methods. This is the first method and a very basic method, guys. But this is not sufficient, guys. This is not sufficient. Here in projects, we are adding screenshots. We are adding screenshot means what? Whenever it launch the application, it will take the screenshot and paste it into the one location. And we need to apply implicit wait. That we'll see in the next video, how to work with the methods in a advanced manner, guys. This is the basic introduction about the methods part. Okay. So this is about the method. Okay. Launch application method. So one more method I want to create, Kishore, that is for close application. For close application also, what to do? We need to fill this template. I'm just copying this and pasting over here. Now see, what is that? What is the second method we are creating? Close application method. What is a close application method? See, I'm just giving the method name as a close app. Close app. So to close application. Understand everyone? So here arguments is what? I'll give it later. Arguments part. Now how to close the application? See, how to create the method? Same. Public void close application method I created. So how to close the application? Driver.close. Okay, driver.close. So when I try to use the driver, see, you cannot access the driver reference. Driver is there, that is interface, some other interfaces, guys. Okay, you cannot access this driver reference here. Why? Because the driver reference which you created inside the method, if you are creating anything inside the method, that will be considering as a local. If you are creating anything, either variable or object or reference, anything if you are creating inside the method, that will be considering as a local, and the local scope is only within the same method. So that local, we can't use it in the other methods. That is the reason this local, instead of keeping as a local, I'm just making it as a global. So since we are all working on non-static, so I'm going to make it as a global. So how to make it as a global, guys? Global means what? Static or non-static. Here everything we are working as a non-static. That's what I'm making it as a non-static. So what is that? Public WebDriver. What is that? Driver. That's all. I make it as a global, guys. So if I make it as a global, this we can use it in the any other methods in the same class. See, driver dot. Now you can able to access the driver. Understand everyone? Driver dot. What is that? Close. That's all. This is the one more method I created. So now come back here. Now I open the Facebook application and I would like to close it. How to close it? You need not to write the code. Methods object dot close app. Understand everyone? Yahoo Mail application also I want to close. Methods object dot close app. This is how we are creating. This is how we are creating the methods and calling the methods and executing the scripts, guys. Just let's run this code. It will launch the Facebook application, maximize it, and it will close it. It will launch the Yahoo Mail application, maximize it, and close it. Not only for launching and closing, guys, we can create so many methods. So one more method I'll explain, you can understand. So not only launching and closing, we can use these methods for validations also. For example, see, my requirement is I opened Facebook application. In Facebook application, there is a one element called email. Email element is there. I want to verify email should be available. Email should be available. For that, I need to create one method. Email should be available. So I want to create one method, guys. How to create the method? Just see. So I'm not filling the template, guys. You can fill the template when you're working. So two methods, I fill the template. For two methods, I fill the template. Now from third method onwards, I'm not filling the template. I'm just directly writing the method. So tell me how to create the method here, guys. Public void element available. One method I created. So what is my requirement? Email element should be available. Email element should be available. So how to verify whether email element is available or not? Simple. So first Boolean, okay, Boolean element equals to, what is that? Driver dot. Do you remember this? Find element of by dot any locator. So in projects we are using only XPath, guys, but here we can use ID or XPath, anything. So I'm using ID here. ID of what is that? Email. ID of email dot is displayed. Do you remember this is displayed methods? In validation commands, I have explained about is displayed and is enabled method and all. So is displayed. So what will happen if you run this code in the application? It will find out the element, whether it will verify, whether it is available or not, it will verify. If it is available, it returns true and stores into element. If it is not available, it returns false and stores into element. But what is your expectation? It should be available. So you're expecting it is true, but actually what is the element contains? True or false? I don't know. That is the actual result. So we need to compare this actual result with the expected result. How to compare? By using conditional statements. If element equals to true, if element equals to true, system.out.println pass, sorry, system.out.println pass, else system.out.println, what is that, guys? Fail. System.out.println fail. That's all. This is the method I created. So we can call this method. Method is correct, but there is some limitation in this method. What is the limitation in this method, guys? This method, we can use it only for email element. But every time we are not verifying only email element. Sometimes my requirement is I want to verify email should be available, password should be available, day should be available, month should be available. Any element I can verify. So but in that case, this method will not be useful because this method I mentioned the email locator value directly here. So that is the reason. Instead of mentioning the hard coding this locator value here, I just pass the argument. What is that? String. What is that? String. What is that, guys? Locator. String locator. That locator I'm passing it as a argument here. That's all. So save this. Now tell me how to call this method. My requirement is what? Email should be available. How to work with this? Methods object dot element available. Which element? Email. Just give the locator name. That's all. Next one. Password should be available. Methods object dot element available. Just give the locator value of what is that? Password. So like this, we can use this method for any element, guys. but still there is a limitation in this method. What is the limitation? This method, you can use it only for positive condition. Should be available. In case email should not be available, Kishore, that is my requirement. I can't use this method. This method is only for should be available. Suppose element should not be available. I can't use this method. I need to create one more method here with the element equals to false. Instead of creating one more method, this expected value also we can pass it as an argument. How to pass it as an argument? Simple. Comma, what is that? Boolean expected result. Simply I'm giving expected result. Here remove the true. I'm just giving it as a expected result. Understand? So what is the expected result here? Simple. My requirement is, see, email should be available. What to do? Methods underscore object dot, what is that? Element available. Which element, guys? Email should be available means we are giving expected result as a true. Suppose password should not be available. Come on, guys. Methods object dot element available. What is that? Pass, and expected result is what? False. And the day drop down should be available. Come on, everyone. Methods object dot element available. What is that? Day. And expected result is what? Should be available means true. Should not be available means we are giving it as a false. So not only for Facebook application, not only email and password, guys. These methods you can use it in any project, in any application, for any elements. I can use this method. Like this, guys, in our project, for each and every validation, instead of writing the code, hard coding code, we are just calling the methods and perform the validations, guys. The same program, if you write manually by writing the code, by writing the elaborated code, we require 30-35 lines of the code we required. At least 25-30 lines of the code we required. Instead of that, we are doing everything in 5-6 lines of the code, guys. This is the way. But this is not final methods, guys. This is the basic methods. In next videos, I'll explain you how to create the methods by taking the screenshots and also by using the page objects. Page objects also we are including in the methods, guys. Screenshots we can take and exporting output into Excel file. That level we will discuss. Those methods we are using in our projects. That we'll see in the next videos, guys. I'll explain clearly how to work with those methods. So thank you for watching Kishore Technologies, guys. Let me know if you have any clarifications or any issues while practicing. You just send me a message or send it in a comments. So I'll give you the quick reply with the solution, guys. Thank you for watching Kishore Technologies.